And we're no stranger to enhancing fun, family outings, and even game time. Ackerman Esfold, working to enhance your everyday life.
Our initial reaction when we realized he had 2 broken bones was fear. Then once we realized and got a plan with Trinity and our doctor, a lot of comfort.
He told me that he can fix my arm, and he showed me a lot of stuff that he could do to help me.
Trinity Health Orthopedics is as good as you can find anywhere in the country. A lot of us take pride in that, and that's why we stay here and we keep doing what we do.
Trinity Health, making more possible.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by Make sure to like and follow PSP Network on all social media platforms. PSP Network, it's game day.
At Ryan Buick GMC, we treat every day like game day.
1.2-liter turbo engine, ultra-wide screen.
1.2-liter turbo engine, ultra-wide screen, on 2. Ready? Ready.
We know how to get you in the right vehicle.
Blue Canyons, and hut, hut.
From the test drive to the handoff, we make every step easy. This season, start your drive at Ryan Buick GMC.
We often think of frontiers as pages in a history book, a time gone by. But even in this modern world, there are new frontiers to conquer. Whether you're tending the land to grow a better tomorrow or growing a business for new opportunities, the work you do powers the world. Exploring the frontier means stepping forward, shaping the future for yourself and for those around you. First International Bank and Trust, helping you live first, one step at a time.
That sinking feeling you get when this happens? That's oil change-anxiety. The anxiety of being without a car with a billion things to do. The fear of being overcharged. The stress of not knowing where to go or who to trust. But you never get those feelings at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, where you can watch us work right from your car, and we finish up in about 15 minutes.
We changed your oil and did our 18-point safety check.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Service you can see, experts you can trust.
Most teams in the Western Dakota Association are down to just the final 5 games of the regular season. The top 4 seems to be set in the standings, but everything else is to be determined over these next 3 weeks of WDA basketball. Today we got Jamestown and Minot High from Magic City Campus Gymnasium on the PSP Network. The Blue Jays are hoping this late season stretch secures a home play-in game. Meanwhile, Minot High wants their group of newcomers to be the number 5 seed at the very least as they step onto the Bismarck Event Center floor for the first time. But today it's the Blue Jays and the Magi on the PSP Network. The second regular season meeting between the two, and we start with a Valvoline Instant Oil Change pregame show. With timely services that won't slow you down and no appointment needed to stay in your car, drive through oil change service. Take about 15 minutes at any of the Valvoline Instant Oil Change locations in Minot or Bismarck. Also find out more of what they can do online at VIOC.com. 4-11 Jamestown comes into Minot High looking to snap an 11-game losing streak to the Magi. You got to go back a couple of years. The last time Jamestown was able to pick up a win, but it was in the regular season. They've met up in the postseason a couple times since, but right now these two teams look a little different than they did in that 2022 campaign when Jamestown was able to take down Minot High. But today an upset isn't out of the question. Jamestown is a team that has been hot and cold a lot throughout the second half of the year. A hot shooting night could be the key to success for Jamestown. But before we get back into this game, let's set up the matchup by looking at the Division AA boys basketball standings across the state, delivered to you by the UPS store. We start in the West. Century is in town tonight to take on the Sentinels. The 16-0 Patriots look to remain the number 1 team. The last time they played Minot North, they allowed just 21 points. That is the fewest points allowed in a WDA game since the Patriots gave up 20 to Watford City in December of 2020. That's how good this Century defense is. They'll look to flex their muscles again in Sentinel Gymnasium tonight. Bismarck High is also on the PSP Network this evening as they go on the road to take on St. Mary's. We saw the Saints here in Minot the end of last week. That's not a team that's too easy to put away despite some injury issues. Bismarck High going to have to execute defensively early in that game to put away St. Mary's. And then you get to Dickinson and Legacy, 2 teams that will also be on the PSP Network because they're playing each other tonight in the Mountain Time Zone. That should be a thriller of a game, really deciding pretty much who will be the 3 and who will be the 4 at the upcoming West Region Basketball Tournament in Bismarck. Minot and Mandan, they have been locked at 5 and 6. They will match up head-to-head later on in the season. Again, Minot took that first meeting between the Magi and Braves in blowout fashion earlier in the season. Then there's the bottom 4 groups: St. Mary's, Jamestown, Minot North, and Williston. Your play-in round group. St. Mary's is a very talented team. They're at number 7. Probably, if you put them kind of in any other region, they might be a top 5 team, to be honest. They are loaded with talent. They just got to be healthy. Jamestown is a team that has shown spurts, but a couple times it's been the exact opposite for the Blue Jays. They are 2-10 with still 6 games to go in the West Region season. And out east, Horace, the buzzer beater win. You got to see it if you missed it, to beat Cheyenne. The Packers also picked up a win against a team from Minnesota, Fergus Falls, to get to their 11th, make that 12th victory of the season. Those are the standings. And how about the rankings according to the media? These just came out yesterday afternoon. No change on the boys' side's top 3. Century, Bismarck, and Horace take those spots. Davies moves up from 5 to 4, and West Fargo takes Dickinson out of the rankings this week. The Packers finally get some support there after what they've been doing to the EDC. Dickinson and Legacy receiving votes. Teams with a handful of losses in WDA play. Those rankings brought to you by AE Construction Management. And if you're wondering where the girls' game went tonight, well, it's in Jamestown. Number 1 Minot High, undefeated, 16-0. They are on the road to take on the Blue Jays later today. It is already almost time for tip-off here in the Magic City. When we come back, we'll wrap up this Valvoline Instant Oil Change pregame show and bring you tip-off from Minot. It's the Magi and the Blue Jays on the PSP Network.
There's pages in a history book, a time gone by. But even in this modern world, there are new frontiers to conquer. Whether you're tending the land to grow a better tomorrow or growing a business for new opportunities, the work you do powers the world. Exploring the frontier means stepping forward, shaping the future for yourself and for those around you. First International Bank and Trust, helping you live first, one step at a time.
Rental start here. I just moved and had no idea where to begin, but then I found Creative Property Management. They've got the most listings in town, apartments, townhomes, even single-family homes. They made it easy, helped me find a place that felt like home, and their 24/7 maintenance means no stress. Whether you're new to the area or just ready for a change, book a tour with CPM today.
Made Dakota Square Arco their favorite convenience store. It could be the quality of the Arco fuel, the great selection of snacks, drinks, and convenience items, the amazing touchless car wash, including their monthly car wash club, the clean restrooms, or the free air. Most of all, it's the warm, friendly customer service. See for yourself at Dakota Square Arco, 1520 24th Avenue Southwest in Minot.
So we pause our Valley and Oil Change pregame show today for the playing of the national anthem. Well, another reminder, this has been the Valvoline Instant Oil Change pregame show. 25 years of the Lundins taking care of people. They make local actually matter at Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Find out more of what they can do online at VIOC.com. Well, let's talk some keys to the game, shall we, to get started between Jamestown and Minot High tonight. They're brought to you by Northern Plains Heating and Air. For the Jamestown Blue Jays, hold on to it. If you got the early lead, try and hold on to that, but more importantly for Jamestown, it is hold on to the basketball. They have had a rough stretch of turnovers as of late. They were minus 15 in the turnover game in their most recent loss to Bismarck Legacy, but they were plus 8 in the turnover category in their most recent win against St. Mary's. Minot is a team that can force you into turnovers pretty quickly, and it can become a routine during games. That's when Minot High has found success on the defensive side. So Jamestown got to be able to hold on to the basketball tonight, make the appropriate passes, and maybe don't force too much on offense. Might have to play it safe today against Minot High until you get into a flow. For Minot High, the defensive takeover goes hand in hand with what Jamestown's offense needs to do today. Minot High, we know they can shoot, although currently having kind of their colder stretch on offense of the season. It's really about playing some lockdown defense today and picking up a win over the Jamestown Blue Jays. Those are your Northern Plains Heating and Air keys to the game. This has been the Valvoline Instant Oil Change pregame show. We're already ready for basketball tonight in the Magic City. Didn't take too long to get going. We had a pretty fast-moving junior varsity games earlier today. Not totally sure when this tip-off was going to be, but 7:30 is a good time to do it, and we're all set on the PSP Network. You can get set for our upcoming tournament coverage. We'll have plenty starting this week. Get your Premier Pass right now, $75 for every single game that PSP Plus is going to put on. You can also enjoy the free games going on right now on YouTube as we wrap up the regular season. We got 5 broadcasts today on the PSP Network from all across the PSP coverage area. Jamestown in the blue, Minot High in the white. And we are underway with WDA basketball on the PSP Network. Minot High wins the tip. Patrick Shanahan runs the point for the 9-7 Minot High Magicians. He's joined by Oakley Trueblood, Drew Jordan, Jalen Gunville, and Taven Archer in the starting five for first-year head coach Jeremy Brandt. Swinging all the way around the three-point line to Jordan. Baseline pass to Shanahan. Up it goes to Gunville. For the free throw line, bounces it in to Taven Archer. There's your first points of the day on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Taven Archer, he had a big game against Jamestown in the earlier regular season meeting, and he's the first in the box score today for Minot High. Jamestown also under the direction of a first-year head coach, Tim Ranham. Here's the opening three from Jamison Kleingen. Offensive rebound goes to Abel Dola-Kellen. The rest of the starting lineup for the Blue Jays today: Eric Van Berkem, Edison Walters, he's the name to know, and Graydon Thorlickson. Kleingen on the drive, has it denied. Minot High wants to run. They've got a 5-on-4 advantage. Jordan, who got the stop on the defensive end, gets the score. It's an early 4-0 Minot lead. So many of our keys to the game revolved around this Minot defense versus Jamestown offense matchup, but also getting those takeaways and getting in transition. Minot High has the opportunity to run Jamestown out of the gym if they get into that kind of form they were the first couple weeks of the season. That is what's at stake today for Minot High, a team that has struggled against the top competition in the West as of late. We have a foul on the ground against Patrick Shanahan. In the meantime, let's watch Orion Family Dealerships replay. This is the pass from Gunville to Archer, that first assist of the night. Get a three for Edison Walters. He's the one they want shooting. Walters is a 40% field goal shooter. That is one of the top marks on the team. A miss by Walters, and then immediately to start Minot's possession, Shanahan goes on the drive and is fouled. Shanahan, the free throw shooter here for the Magicians. On the year, the sophomore shoots 68% from the line. He is perfect 1 for 1 to start today's game. Second one good as well for Patrick Shanahan. 6-0 start for Minot High on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Your life is busy. That's why they'll make managing your money easy. Find them online at bnc.bank. Where can Jamestown find an answer? Edison Walters tries another three. It rings in and out. Minot grabs the rebound and they run. Gunville has it in the corner for the Magi in white. Oakley Trueblood, the dangerous three-point shooter, is going to get a paint touch and get the ball back out to Shanahan. They work the two-man game to near perfection. Trueblood got a shot off the window, but it didn't go, and then that ball is going to be out of bounds. Trueblood tried to throw it off Adola Kellen, but I think he landed out of bounds before then. Jamestown's a team that at times can get a little three-point happy. However, in their last game against Legacy, did not make a single three-point basket against the Sabres. There's a foul against Archer. Walters gets the ball in the lane and tries to go up. He'll get 2 free throws in the end. Walters has the first points of the day for Jamestown. Comes 2.5 minutes into action. Jamestown was faced with a pretty glaring question during the offseason. We've talked a lot about Minot High having to replace basically everybody. Jamestown kind of had to replace their everybody last year. Thomas Newman, one of the best players in the WDA a season ago. There's a three by Patrick Shanahan, and the lead is stretched to 7. But no Thomas Newman this year for Jamestown. Who is it going to be to pick up that load? And it seemed like it was going to be the youngsters, the junior Edison Walters, and the junior Madden Skunberg. However, they have not had Skunberg in the lineup this season, so it has been totally Edison Walters for Jamestown. Here's Van Berkom through some contact, misses it, rebound down to Shanahan. He pushes the pace to Drew Jordan. Can Jamestown catch up? They do, and one for Drew Jordan. A great play in his own right, but let's go back to Shanahan's three as he launches the first made triple of the evening. Jordan trying to get 3 points of his own the old-fashioned way, and he does. 12-2 start for Minot High. And they led early and often in the earlier meeting down in Jamestown. Game that Minot would win 79-47. Near steal by Jordan, pushes the Blue Jays back to half court. Shot clock at single digits. It's still with Thorlickson. And then a foul was called on Gunville late in the shot clock as he went after the basketball. First substitutions of the game. Took a while to get there. Starting five a little bit worn out in his first half. Already played 3.5 minutes. Just the two made free throws for the Blue Jays at the moment. Walter continues to try and get going. His pass batted out of the air by Taven Archer. Blue Jays retain possession. Dolda Kellen trying to shake. Gets into the lane. Kicks it out. Here's a three. It is off the iron by Kleingen. And then Jamestown and Walters touched it, trying to grab the long rebound. Today's broadcast on the PSP Network brought to you by Minot State University, with more than 96% of recent Minot State grads employed or continuing their education. MSU grads get jobs, period. Be seen, be heard, be you at MSU. That's Minot State University. First half action from Minot. Just one game tonight on the PSP Network. And the MCG, Shanahan, the step back three. Battle for the rebound, and we're going to get a foul as the Minot High sixth man, Brody Johnson, pulled a Jamestown player down to the court. Walters off the screen by Thorlickson, straightaway three. You'd love that shot for him, but it just isn't falling right now for Jamestown. 0 from the field to start the game. Shanahan breezes by Walters, and we've got a First International Bank and Trust timeout on the floor. Minot High out to an early lead, 14-2. We'll break on the PSP Network.
To introduce the fabulous edition of the Master Spas line, including the phenomenal Michael Phelps Swim Spas. Enjoy the relaxing health benefits and enjoy 0% financing up to 72 months or up to $5,000 off on all spas. You'll also find $2,000 off the MSRP on all pools, swim spas, and saunas. Come see for yourself the outstanding lineup of Master Spas, including the Michael Phelps Swim Spas, exclusively at Magic City Home Leisure.
Well, first, your head coach of the Jamestown Blue Jays, Tim Ranham, moved up the bench to head coach this season, taking over the Jamestown program, a program that in the early 2020s was one of the best in the Western Dakota Association. All the next level talent they had, but looking to find that again. They found their first field goal of the night, thanks to Eric Van Berkom, makes it 14-4 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Johnson on the drive, a little bit too much on that shot, but an offensive rebound will save it for the Magi. Shanahan down to Archer, another and one for Minot High. And it's their lone senior that will head to the Serve Pro free throw line, Taven Archer. Already 4 points for him today. Serve Pro free throw line, 24/7 emergency service and trained technicians using advanced technology and specializing in fire and water cleanup and restoration. It's Serve Pro. Free throws have been good for both teams today. Minot High 4 of 4. Jamestown 2 for 2 in the early going. 12:45 to go first half. Van Berkham's got it underneath. Tough shot when Oakley Trueblood's got that wingspan. He gets the block. Shanahan, a little hezzy to get into the lane, but threw it off a Jamestown player, and now we got a battle for a loose ball. Blue Jays are going to save it. Right side drive will finish in 2 points for Jamison Kleingen. Blue Jays have been working in a few different starting lineups, a few different rotational pieces as this season goes along, trying to find the right fit before tournament time. And for Jamestown, it might start a little bit early. Right now, occupying the number 8 seed, that would be a play-in game that they would host against the number 9. Archer travels, and it's a turnover back to the Blue Jays. See Coach Brandt of Minot High, first year with this program, and just like Jamestown, a lot of things to replace during the offseason. Pretty much their entire varsity roster, and they've handled it well. 9-7, still above 500. Just looking for that signature win against the top of the WDA. They are 0-6 against top 4 teams this year after their loss to Dickinson. Shanahan keeps the pivot, but misses the shot. Logan Ludwig trying to tip it to a teammate. Instead, tips it to Edison Walters. Walters all himself. Again, not the right touch there. Trueblood being pushed around for the rebound. Eventually it goes to Jordan. And the Magicians control, up 17-6, making our way through the first half here in Minot. Ludwig looks right inside. It's Trueblood. Had some space. Now the double team comes. Just put it up. Never seemed like he was ready to shoot that. Went high off the glass. One and done are the Magicians. Thorlickson showing off a couple moves there. Just couldn't finish with the bucket. And now both teams struggling to find points. Jordan to Johnson, out to Shanahan. Thought he was going to step into that. Instead fires a pass right to Logan Ludwig for 2. Beautiful looking play there on the Magi point guard. And on the other side, it's Kleingen who misses that reverse. Trueblood scoreless to this point. It's been a lot of Patrick Shanahan, though. Misses the 3. Rebound. Well, staying with Minot High. Ludwig went after it, so did Van Berkham. And Van Berkham touched it along the sideline. Let's watch another Ryan Family Dealerships replay. Shanahan's been very good from the field to start this game, but that little shot fake brought the defense out of position, and Ludwig was wide open. For 50 years, Ryan has been a trusted name for car buyers in western North Dakota. Shop their entire inventory online at driveryan.com. Bring you the replays today and every day on the PSP Network. Three from Drew Jordan, well off the mark, but another offensive rebound. Third chance for Minot, thanks to Taven Archer. Gunville looking to hand it off to Jordan, now kicks it well outside the perimeter. A spin move past Dola Kellen into 3 more blue jerseys. The kick out to Johnson. He has been can't miss from 3 this season, but that one ends up just short. So Jamestown gives up a couple offensive rebounds, but Minot gets nothing from it. Hudson Rohde in the game for the Blue Jays. He wears number 4. He's got the basketball now. Swing it over to Walters. Finally connects from beyond the arc. Such a talented scorer. Just got to wait to get going today. 10-point game. Offensive foul against the Magi. Jordan put his hands in the air. Where was that? But Jamestown fans were on it right away. That was going the other way. Not only has Hudson Rohde checked in, so has Liam Fry at the latest dead ball. Walters hit on the shot attempt by Jordan. So back-to-back fouls against one of Minot High's main pieces. Be the 6th foul against Minot of the half. Still 9 minutes to go. Walters has now hit all 3 of his free throw attempts. It's time to remind you today's broadcast on the PSP Network. It's also brought to you by Planet Pizza. Tell you what, we got a lot of cool things to talk about with Planet Pizza later on in this game. Cool things for you as the fans. Call now to place an order at 701-852-1700 at Planet Pizza in Minot. Lead is down to 8. Jamestown cutting into it. And this was as large as 12 earlier in the half. Jamestown's going to bring back in their starting 5. Forgot to mention Griffin Gegelman. Was in there for quite a while. He's been a recent call-up for Jamestown, who has suffered mightily with injuries this season, and keeping the same 5 or 8 guys out on the court. They've had to go pretty deep. Gunville for 2. First time in the box score today for Jalen Gunville. Double-digit lead for Minot High. Thorlickson finds Dola Kellen. Bounce pass was off target. Throws it back blindly into play. Stolen by Archer. Had eyes up the floor, but eventually will slow it down. Bounces out to Gunville. He's on the drive. Big jump stop. And the step through, only to kick out to Archer. 3 is no good for Minot. They've got players down. Jamestown with some numbers on the fast break. But things will slow down. Van Berkom trying to drive against Trueblood. Eventually a foul is going to be called against a standout junior, Oakley Trueblood. He was trying to cut Van Berkom off from the baseline. Blue Jays in the bonus. And they have Eric Van Berkom at the free throw line. And this free throw missed the front end, so no points come from that for the Blue Jays. Van Berkom, kind of their real number 2 option with Walters on offense, scores about 13 points per game, comes up empty. Trueblood still looking for his shot in this game. Surrounding cast has helped out a bunch to build this 21-11 lead. Ball's a little slippery right now. Archer gonna shoot it late in the shot clock, and it's good. He's one of the guys that has stepped up for Minot High tonight. Taven Archer having a big first half. On the run. Nice shot there from Jamison Kleingen. Early 4 points for the junior. Feel a little bit of pressure on Minot High. It hasn't been super clean first half. Trueblood looking for the lob. Van Berkom covers it well. At least Ludwig and Trueblood were on the same page there, but still no points in the first half for Oakley, who's fallen under 20 points per game on the season, looking to snap out of it here back at home against the Blue Jays to wrap up the regular season. A couple tough matchups, to say the least, recently for Minot High. You talk about the Bismarck game on the road, Dickinson on the road. Just tough defensive assignments, and Minot High has fallen just short. Trueblood with it again. Extra pass to Ludwig, goes to the corner and Shanahan. Offense keeps moving for the Magi. Jordan, nice cut, but the pass was knocked down. Steal by Thorlickson of Jamestown. He's going to try and go up. Shot fake, a miss, grabs his own board, and then it's stripped away. Shanahan stuck with that play. Went up in the air, gave up the layup to Thorlickson, but after the miss, able to knock the rebound out of his hands, and now Shanahan trying to go up on the other end of the court. He travels. Let's watch that last defensive stand on the Ryan Family Dealerships replay. There's the rebound by Thorlickson, and then Shanahan, he's right back in it, knocking it out of his hands. Coming up shortly, the Dromes Collision Center halftime report. Take a look at the first half numbers in this game. Some scores from around the state. Turnover by the Blue Jays. Right in line with our Northern Plains heating their keys to the game. When Jamestown has turned the ball over this year, it has not led to good things. And when they're able to hold on to it, much, much better. Shanahan from the elbow, left it short. Thorlickson with the rebound, the senior guard. He has been in on a lot of just hustle plays for the Blue Jays in this first half. Maybe gonna have to pitch in on the scoring side as well, as the Blue Jays are stuck at 13 with only 5 minutes to go in the first half. There's some help off the bench from Aiden Scary. He has been an immediate impact to this Jamestown offense in the very few games he's been able to play. Sorry, that was not Scary, that was Gagelman, 32. Walters puts up the shot, again, short. Walters with 7 first half points, 3 of those on a 3. Other than that, 4 free throws. 27-16 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Walters trying to bumper cars his way into the lane, and then I think he slipped, but they're going to call a foul against Gunville. 2 more free throws here for Walters. Back to the free throw line go the Blue Jays. 24/7 emergency service and training technicians at Serve Pro, bringing you the Serve Pro free throw line. Walters 18 points per game, 75% free throw shooter, just junior. Came up last year, got some attention. Some big games for the Blue Jays this year now. Has turned into a full-time starter. Just plays with that kind of confidence as well. Lob up to Johnson, collects at the block, kick out to Trueblood. He'll fire from long range, and it is good. Oakley, Trueblood from downtown, first points of the night. Now Jamestown looking for a 3. It'll be Thorlickson, sideways spin, and the rebound goes out of bounds. Here's a look at the Ryan Fair. Nope. I have one loaded up there on the Ryan Family Dealerships replay reel. Foul on Giggleman of Jamestown. Today's game on the PSP Network brought to you in part by Val Cyclery, locally owned and operated in downtown Minot since 1960. Full line of e-bikes that they service in their shop at Val Cyclery in Minot. Second chance for the Magi. Johnson, he also goes off the front of the rim. Minot high 30 points in the first half, but they could have so many more. Field goal shooting not as strong as it was the first matchup. Jamestown will throw the ball away again. Van Berkom is being swarmed by Minot High players, looking for Dola Kellen, but he's in a different place. Speak of that last Minot High Jamestown matchup, Minot shot 50% on field goals for the entire game, and your 30-point win. Got an offensive foul. Archer put an elbow into the Jamestown defender, and that's been another one of Minot's issues here in a not so clean first half is the foul trouble. 9 team fouls. That's the second against Taven Archer. Still look at the scoreboard, a 12-point lead, and Jamestown has struggled on offense themselves. They've been able to get to the free throw line, though, and Eric Van Berkom will continue to do so. He's fouled by Ludwig, his first, but team 10th. Van Berkom shoots 73% on the line this year. Got the first. Back iron on the second. Blue Jays 7 of 9 to the Surf Pro free throw line to start the game. Under 3 minutes to go, first half. Minot high up 30-19 over the visiting Jamestown Blue Jays. Trueblood launches another three. He was hit on the arm in the shooting motion, and now he will go to the stripe. Van Berkom kind of knew it right away. You never really expect the foul on the three-point shot, but Jamestown has been respecting Trueblood's ability to connect from deep. And Van Berkom just bumps him on the elbow. Trueblood will have to earn those 3 points. Free throw line, he gets the first. Two for two to start this trip is Trueblood. I mentioned just a hair under 20 points per game now. Started the season about at 24. Still a tough matchup. 6'9". He can play everywhere on the basketball court. Well, you want to wait for that WDA tournament weekend to see what he's got in store. Minot High is going to need to pull off some upsets there in Bismarck should they want to qualify once again for the state AA tournament after missing out last year. Gegelman another three. He's made one already. Misses this time. Walters has a double clutch to get that rebound. Second chance points are there for Edison Walters and the Jamestown Blue Jays. We'll go to break. Watching Orion Family Dealerships replay. It's 33-21 Magi on the PSP Network.
We realized he had 2 broken bones was fear. Then once we realized and got a plan with Trinity and our doctor, a lot of comfort.
He told me that he can fix my arm, and he showed me a lot of stuff that he could do to help me.
Trinity Health Orthopedics is as good as you can find anywhere in the country. A lot of us take pride in that, and that's why we stay here and we keep doing what we do.
Trinity Health, making more possible.
Well, here's what we got going on the PSP Network, and you can get involved. Love a giveaway, especially when it's this easy to be part of a giveaway. Follow at Network PSP, like the post that you see there about the PSP Plus giveaway entry, and tag 2 of your friends. Oh, and if you've already purchased the Premier Pass, you'll be entered 4 more times. You see all the winning options at the bottom. You get them all 3 together. PSP Plus, Amazon Fire TV, another Premier Pass for somebody else to share. And how about that one? Galactic Pizza from Planet Pizza, all together. Enter the drawing today. Winners are announced on PSP Primetime next week. Back to the action after the First International Bank and Trust timeout. 2 more points for Oakley Trueblood. He's got 8 of the Magi's 35 first half points. Walters steps into a 3. Still just a little bit off from beyond the arc, but an offensive rebound by Kleingen. Dola Kellen kicks to Walters. Brand asking hands up defense, having to defend for an extra couple seconds. Kleingen gets the Trueblood went out to guard him. It seemed like he just flew right by. And Kleingen will take that opportunity to score his 5th and 6th points of the game. Trueblood has come alive lately in this first half. That pass hits Johnson right in the chest. And then a giant collision. The charge is taken. Haven't said this name too much all year long. Remington Anderson in the game in the first half. Minot High getting deeper on the bench as this season goes along. Takes the charge of Gegelman. He was set up, as you see a second time on the Ryan Family Dealerships replay. And that'll fire up this Minot High team, leading 35-23. Pass underneath to Trueblood. He's going to move it back outside. Final minute plus before the Jerome's Collision Center halftime report. Again, Jamestown does a good job of stopping Trueblood, but the kick is there to Logan Ludwig, who drains the Magi's fourth three of the half. 38-23. Jamestown want to close this half strong. It'll be Van Berkom cutting past Trueblood for two. He's played a solid first half. Not everything has fallen when shooting the basketball, but to match up against Trueblood and then to score right there, Shanahan, his defender sagged off, and Shanahan makes him pay. Now we've got a pace to it before halftime. Missed lay by Kleinja, just throws it up. We got players landing on other players as Jamestown hangs on to the basketball. Van Berkom jump shot is good. Where has this been the whole half? 41-27. Still Minot with the lead and with the ball. They'll hold it for the final shot. Just 7 seconds to go. Shanahan going left to the block. Out to Johnson. It's no good. And that is how the first 18 minutes come to a conclusion. 27 for Jamestown in the first half despite a slow start. Minot High drops 41 despite not looking too clean. We'll come back with the Jerome's Collision Center halftime report and what should be an exciting second half for how we finish that.
Your day with goodness that tastes as amazing as it feels. At Blissful Bee Juicery, we serve fresh, cold-pressed juice and smoothies. Nature's best in every sip. Nourish yourself with our vibrant acai bowls with fresh fruit and granola, power bowls, protein balls, hummus, parfaits, and carrot cake. Blissful Bee Juicery. Pure, simple, blissful. Now in 2 locations on North and South Broadway.
We started with small beginnings, and just like the visionary entrepreneurs we serve, we turned an idea into reality. BNC National Bank, where possibilities begin right here at home.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by sure to like and follow PSP Network on all social media platforms. PSP Network, it's game day.
Sometimes life gets messy and accidents happen. So when life gets messy, ServPro's ready. Call ServPro of Minot, Bismarck, or Williston today.
The foundation of the financial planning approach at Legacy Financial Partners is a personal relationship. Our unique and collaborative approach to financial planning starts with your dreams, not just the numbers. We will work with you regularly to take action to update your plan as your needs evolve, recommending products and services that are right for your situation.
Breathe in.
I can't believe I wrecked my car.
There's some things in life we can't control, but what's important is how we respond. At Jerome's Collision Center, they provide the highest quality of service, assuring the job gets done stress-free and making it feel like a breath of fresh air. And to give you peace of mind, they handle the insurance.
Are you even a therapist?
Don't worry about it. Jerome's, they're the experts. Jerome's.
Welcome into the Jerome's Collision Center halftime report on the PSP Network on the PNC National Bank scoreboard. Minot High has a 41-27 lead over the Jamestown Blue Jays. Jerome's Collision Center realizes that accidents happen. It's a part of life. Their goal is to help get your car and your life back on the road. They've been doing it since 1975. Call 701-852-5126 to schedule your collision repair or other service. They value you and your car at Jerome's Collision Center. Again, a 41-27 lead for Minot at the break. How it happened? Well, Minot and Jamestown both got off to maybe difficult starts in the shooting category, but tell you what, those last couple of minutes right there saw a flurry of points as Minot and Jamestown were trading buckets in the last 2-minute stretch before halftime. Wonder if we see if those two teams that we saw to end the half come back out to start the second. That would obviously be beneficial for Jamestown, as early in the game they went about 5 minutes without a made field goal before eventually hitting one, mainly free throws to start, and then again, caught a little bit of fire there at the very end before going into the break. Your first half numbers, starting with the visiting Jamestown Blue Jays. Edison Walters led their scoring with 11 points in the first half. Just 2 made field goals, though. He was 6 of 6 at the ServPro free throw line, but still a team-high 11. He was followed up by Eric Van Berkem, who really forced the issue on offense in the paint against Oakley Trueblood. He has 7 points, 6 points for Jamison Kleingen, and 3 off the bench for Griffin Gegelman of Jamestown. The Blue Jays made 2 3-point field goals in the first half. Again, their last time out, they were 0 for against the Legacy Sabres in the loss shot, 0 for 7 from beyond the arc. 2 made threes in the first half today against Minot, and were 7 of 9 at the free throw line. For Minot High, their leading scorer is Oakley Trueblood. A little bit surprising to see that with 11 points, but then again, not really. Trueblood went really the first half of the first half without a point. Eventually connected on back-to-back threes, and that started things for the big man. 11 first half points for him, 8 points each for Patrick Shanahan and Taven Archer, 5 points for Drew Jordan and Logan Ludwig. Make that 10 points for Patrick Shanahan today, and 2 points for Jalen Gunville. First half total of 41 for the Minot Magicians. They made 5 first half three-pointers, 2 by Trueblood, 2 by Shanahan, and 1 each from Archer and Ludwig, and we're a perfect 7 for 7 at the free throw line. That's how we get to a score of 41-27 here. Meanwhile, you can go to @NetworkPSP if you haven't entered the drawing already. Maybe you did. It's time to go back to @NetworkPSP and vote for this week's PSP Network Player Performance of the Week, brought to you by the Aggie Foundation, Minot State University, and Ryan Family Dealerships. Another 5 great nominees. I will vouch for one of them because I was at her game. Matea Messer dropped 47 points on Friday night at Minot North. If that doesn't win you a Player Performance of the Week, I don't know what will. Of course, great efforts by Riley Rutledge of South Prairie Max, Morgan Snyder of Central McLean, Hayden Say of Bishop Ryan, and Garrett Nisley of Century. But again, I'll vouch for it because I was there. Matea Messer, a 47-point double-double against Minot North. Could be this week's Player Performance of the Week. Go comment on the post at Network PSP, Facebook, Instagram, wherever it may be. Some scores from around the state as we get to halftime. We'll start with the girls' half of this doubleheader taking place in Jamestown, and it is actually the Blue Jays. Again, this is from our friends at ND Scorefeed. The Blue Jays have a 24-22 lead in the first half. I've been warning everybody throughout the year, Jamestown girls are a team to watch on a night-in, night-out basis. They can get going. Well, according to our score feed here, they have a first-half lead over the undefeated and #1 Minot High Majets. Minot JV was the team that lost to Dickinson last week. This is the varsity playing today for Minot in Jamestown. As for the boys' scores at halftime, Century is barely squeaking by Minot North, which is shocking because the first matchup was 95-21. It is 26-24 right before the break. And catch that game on the PSP Network. Bismarck handed it to St. Mary's, also on PSP, 39-19. Yet to get started, Dickinson and Legacy in the Mountain Time Zone. You can catch that game on the PSP Network as well. Not many other notable scores from around the state on the boys' side, so we'll just leave it there and come back with the second half next. Minot High a 41-27 lead over Jamestown. You're watching WDA basketball on the PSP Network.
Need help fast. At ServPro, we're on the road within the hour, ready to restore what matters most. Our certified technicians arrive prepared, backed with decades of experience and advanced tools to handle any challenge. Inside, our team gets to work, quickly assessing the damage and getting straight to work. So you can breathe easy, knowing trained professionals are here when it matters most. Call ServPro in Minot, Bismarck, or Williston today.
So Carson, how do I become a great football player like you?
Well, practice and having a professional team to answer the call and handle anything you throw their way is also important.
Hey Carson, thanks for teaching crew about community banking at First Western. First Western, you can bank on us.
Craving something real? Fuel your day with goodness that tastes as amazing as it feels. At Blissful Bee Juicery, we serve fresh, cold-pressed juice and smoothies. Nature's best in every sip. Nourish yourself with our vibrant acai bowls with fresh fruit and granola, power bowls, protein balls, hummus, parfaits, and carrot cake. Blissful Bee Juicery. Pure, simple, blissful. Now in 2 locations on North and South Broadway.
Is proudly brought to you by
Ready for half number 2 to get going today on the PSP Network. Jamestown trailing Minot High by 14. WDA play coming to a close in the coming weeks. Just 5 regular season games left for almost everybody. Jamestown will have to play Williston in extra time. They have 6 regular season games to go and a lot of seeding on the line. Minot, that 14-point lead and a steal on the first defensive possession. Taven Archer tries to take it coast to coast, grabs his own rebound and throws it all the way to Archer, and Minot will not be able to save it. Scoreboard today brought to you by BNC National Bank. They know your life is busy. That's why they'll make managing your money easy. Locations in North Dakota, Minnesota, and Arizona. Visit them online at bnc.bank. Interesting scores from around the state as we got to in our Jerome's Collision Center halftime report. Here's a 3 from Edison Walters, top of the key, and he's got it. That is what Jamestown needs in this second half. Edison Walters in the scoring column. 14 points today for the standout junior from Jamestown. Lead is cut down to 11. Trueblood got hot for Minot right before the half. Shanahan was their scoring man early. There misses the 3. Opportunity for the Blue Jays to get this to single digits. What a win that would be. Kleingen, the no-look pass out to Van Berkom. 3 ball is good. Eric Van Berkom and the Blue Jays are down 41-33. They've made it a game again here in Minot. Another triple, this one drained by Taven Archer, his second 3. Throwing a long 2, 43-33. Van Berkom into double figures tonight. He gets the basketball from Graydon Thorlickson. Paint touch for Van Berkom. Gets Trueblood up. The step through move. It was pretty, but no points for it for Eric Van Berkom. Comes down to the defensive end for the Blue Jays. Minot has gotten a lot of open looks. Have they made all of them? No. And then 2 hands by Kleingen on Archer as he's driving into the lane. Let's take a look at our now loaded Ryan Family Dealerships replay reel. That first 3 of the half by Edison Walters. Right on the inbounds play. It's Archer again. Now a team-high 12 points for him. Trueblood nearly got the block, but what a smart play by Graydon Thorlickson. Got it high off the window. First points of the day for the senior point guard. Now Shanahan, long 3, ends up short. Archer makes another play for Minot. The offensive board. Trueblood now spins into Van Berkom, goes up with the right hand and finishes. Archer nearly had a double-double against Jamestown earlier in the season. He's working his way to another one tonight. Another nice pass from Kleingen. Gets it to Van Berkom, but Jordan the block this time. One-handed rebound by Trueblood. Eventually he's fouled by Van Berkom. Good to see, though, that the pace that we finished the first half with has carried over into the second. Another team turning down many shots. And maybe the best sign is on the Jamestown side. Walters and Van Berkom getting going on offense, and they have kept it at just a 12-point deficit. Still within striking distance, a whole half of basketball to go. Shanahan into the lane against Dola Kellen, count it, and 1 for Patrick Shanahan. He has been a playmaker from the point guard spot for Minot High this year. Some point guards, it's all about just distributing the basketball. He is of the scoring kind. 14 points per game, 3.5 assists. And from the start today, he has been leading the way for Minot High. 11 points now for Shanahan. Minot still a perfect 8 of 8 at the Serve Pro free throw line. They've built a 15-point lead here at home to avenge a loss to end last week to the Dickinson Mavericks. Takeaway by Trueblood. He's going to run the floor. Strides past Van Berkom, lays it in. The safe play there for Oakley Trueblood. Largest lead of the game now for Minot at 17, just when Jamestown got it close. How about an 8-0 run for the Magi? Dola Kellen has it knocked away. Keeps with it, though. Thorlickson 3 for 3. It's good. 5 second-half points for Graydon Thorlickson. Jordan from beyond the arc. It's looking like NBA All-Star week right now in the second half. 3 after drive into the lane. He's broadcast on the PSP network, made possible by good friends at BSN. Contact your local sales pro in Western North Dakota for exclusive personalized solutions for North Dakota high school and collegiate programs. Fanware, branding, and more at BSN. Walters lost that one out of the hand, but a whistle is going to come in, and that is the third foul against Drew Jordan of the half. This free throw for Walters, and it's his first one that he's missed of the night. And it's going to be about making these kind of shots for Jamestown the rest of the way. 0 for 2. Jamestown has relied heavily on three-point shooting, and Van Berkom trying to win in the post against Oakley Trueblood. And then there's the other side of the equation. Who can slow down Patrick Shanahan today? 54-38 lead for Minot, looking for their 10th victory of the season. Van Berkom catches right along the baseline, dribbles into contact, has to get it away. Gegelman, extra pass, it's Kleingen on the run. Maybe got away with the travel, but eventually it is a steal for Alex Wincheski. First time in the game for him. Bounce pass down to Archer. Never had a good position to shoot. Now Jordan gets creative and finishes with the left hand. Just 5 first-half points for Jordan. He's been in some foul trouble. Adds the offensive game again. Walters working against Shanahan is stopped. Talk about defensive highlight of the night. There it was from Patrick Shanahan. So much to talk about his scoring numbers. Gets bumped by Walters. Walters decides he's not going to let up. And Shanahan, the perfectly timed block. Catch and shoot 3 on the inbounds by Van Berkom, a little long. Getting constant updates from out in Jamestown. Second game of this doubleheader. Simultaneously, the girls' game. Minot High, slim lead over the Jamestown Blue Jays today. Undefeated season on the line for the Majettes. Bounce pass to nobody in white. That was picked off by Griffin Gegelman. Recent call-up has played some big minutes for the Blue Jays today. Walters, the nice find to a cutting Kleingen. 2 more for Jamestown, 56-40. They keep hanging around, just need to go on another big run. Shanahan stuck in a triple team. Passes have been tough. Trueblood got up a good look. Foul on the rebound. Walters is going to be the guilty party right there, trying to bat it away from Logan Ludwig. Jamestown, a team that has struggled to keep up with the scoring of the West region this year. We know how talented the offenses have been in the league. Jamestown only above Minot North in points per game scoring. Trueblood posting up, eventually does get the basketball from Gunville. Goes to work against Van Berkom. The fadeaway in the lane is good for Oakley Trueblood. Called for it and does good things with the basketball right there. Coach Random of Jamestown kind of just looking around on the bench. What do we do with a player that talented? Walters catches on the run. Kleingen, Van Berkom still trying from 3. He made 1 earlier in the half, has yet to hit another one. Chance at 3 for Edison Walters. Put on the Ryan Family Dealerships replay reel. Rebound and goes up strong. Foul is against Ludwig, his second. Three points there for Walters. He's got 17. That's a Jamestown best. Trueblood go to work again. Another fadeaway shot. Didn't have enough on it. Jamestown throws it back in. It was Walters. We'll see if they really try and push it without him on their side of the floor. They do, and it all works out in the end for Jamestown. Jamison Kleingen into double figures. He averages just 6 points a night. And a timeout called by Minot High. 58-45. The lead hasn't shrunk too much for the Magi since halftime. But Jamestown definitely picking up the progress here in the second half from Minot.
Every football fan has their Sunday routine. Maybe it's setting your lineup, firing up the grill, or claiming your spot on the couch. But the center of every Sunday is the drive. The morning drive home before kickoff. The drive to your buddy's watch party. Wherever you're headed, we can take you there.
Timeouts, as always, brought to you by First International Bank and Trust, a full-service, family-owned, independent community bank built on the bond between their employees and customers. Founded in 1910 and growing to serve rural and urban locations across Arizona, Minnesota, North and South Dakota. Find them online at FIBT.com. Timeout by Coach Brandt of Minot High. Change things up a little bit as Jamestown changes up to a 2-3 zone. Jordan from three. I'm not sure if that's what Minot High really drew up, just passing it along the top of the zone. Putting him up from long range. Second chance here for Gegelman, gets his own rebound. Loose ball though, but it will be Drew Jordan. Cleared for a takeoff and a right-handed layup. Put up a couple dunks in the warm-up. Thought maybe he had it in his legs for the game, but right there just lays it off the glass. Walters, corner three, got it. He's done a lot of the work in this second half for Jamestown, trying to keep this Blue Jay team around. Pick up a key late season win. We'll talk about what's at stake for Jamestown here in the closing stage of the season shortly, as Jordan has a three ball of his own, 5 straight for Drew Jordan. Six made 3 of the game for Minot. Baseline cut to Rhodey. Keep the ball moving. It's Walters from the other corner this time. Van Berkem a rebound. Rips it away from Ludwig and scores. Just love the way that kid Eric Van Berkem has played today. He's had to defend Oakley Trueblood, and he's gotten his scoring on the other side. 12 points today for Van Berkem. Jamestown, you still feel they're hanging around halfway through the second half. A chance to go on a run, but they have to get some stops. There's one. Walters the steal as Gunville telestrated a pass to Logan Ludwig. Telegraphed a pass. There's Walters with the missed layup. Jordan thought about a three, but then has a clear lane to the layup. Blue Jays trying to avoid the turnover there. It ends up in a nice play and the roll. Walters saves it and Rhodey scores it. That one took a minute to go down. Timeout on the floor. We'll be back from Minot after this on the PSP Network.
It's the easiest way to feed your friends. The hard part is picking your sub. That's why we're having a draft. With the first pick, Sarah from Carolina selects number 13, the original Italian.
You know, I trusted my gut, and that's exactly where the sub's going to go. So
hold on, we've got a trade. Jake traded his second pick with me, because I'm starved. Freshly sliced subs to go, wherever you and your friends go. Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
Here is the 9 through 12 group in the WDA. St. Mary's currently, this is the 8 through 12 group. 9 through 12 group. St. Mary's sitting in the number 9 seed at 4-9. They kind of have that 9 seed on lock, but Jamestown, North, and Williston all battling for WDA tournament seeding as the season comes to an end. Saw how many games they have against one another to finish the rest of the year. Jamestown will play Williston twice in their last 6 games. Winnable contest for the Blue Jays. Just got to finish the job. And an upset here against Minot High would also help the Blue Jay cause. Gunville, the 3, with 3 on the shot clock. Quiet night for Jalen Gunville until that point. Blue Jays have to track it down at the Magi logo at center court. Down 16 and really facing the point of the game where you have to make your move now or never. It's Thorlickson off the screen. Got another 3, a huge second half from Graydon Thorlickson, and the three-point shooting has come alive for Jamestown. 7 made threes, 5 in the second half. Trueblood just lays it right in the cup. And it won't just take offense to complete this comeback run for the Blue Jays. It will take stops strung together. Heads up play by Trueblood. That was last off the leg of Jalen Gunville. Tries to save it, but wasn't able to get there in time. How about Graydon Thorlickson? He has taken it upon himself to shoot the basketball in the second half. Gave it up a lot in the first, but has gotten open looks and buried them. 8 second half points for Thorlickson. Shoots just 24% from beyond the arc this year. Liam Fry in the game. Talented running back on the Jamestown football team. Walters, little weight. The 3, Fry, you see the football strength come out right there as he holds on to the basketball and goes right back up for 2. Gunville on the bounce, out to Taven Archer. Puts it up with the right hand, and it is good. Walters gets a paint touch. Still pivoting around as Trueblood just couldn't find where he was. Such quick movements down there on the block by Walters. $23 points today for Walters. Archer a 3 would have added to his big day. Instead, the rebound to Jamestown. A 2-on-2 break. Thorlickson is going to be called for the offensive foul. The official that was staring right at it from behind Shanahan was not going to call it, but official from behind did. And that's what Jamestown was a little angered by, but it looked as though Thorlickson had put that shoulder right into the Magi player. Second foul against Thorlickson. Jordan gets the defender to fly by, but has to give the ball up. Jamestown clean of this defensive possession. Trueblood gets in the middle and got twisted all different kind of directions. Misses the shot. He trails the play. Jamestown trying to set something up. It will be a Thorlickson 3. Another that rings off. And now Jamestown starting to hold Minot High's offense, unable to find points of their own. Trueblood 3 on the money. 11 in the first half, 11 in the second half for Oakley Trueblood. 22 points. He is an incredible three-point shooter and has been on display today for Minot High. Thorlickson steps to the left, long 2. Another miss for Jamestown, down by 16 with less than 5 minutes to go. Facing a real tough time in this game. Jordan gets the feed from Archer. Goes up and scores, and we've got another timeout on the floor. Time to take a break on the PSP Network. 77-59 Minot on the BNC National Bank scoreboard.
Sometimes life gets messy, and accidents happen. Some days, even your best intentions turn into unexpected disasters. Other days, a little guesswork leads to a lot of cleanup. So when life gets messy, ServPro's ready. Call ServPro of Minot, Bismarck, or Williston today.
Owner of Trusted Tire and Auto. Around here, winters can be long and roads can be rough. That's why you deserve a reliable partner. We carry premium tires installed by our certified team of experts, and our total car care covers it all, from brakes, transmissions, diagnostics, and more. And trust, we know it's built through real local connections, even small things like a handwritten thank you. Choose us for trusted service that goes the extra mile. Sincerely, Jared.
Well, we've had some intriguing scores around the state of North Dakota at the Division AA level tonight. The big one at halftime, Minot High girls against Jamestown. It was a 3-point lead for the Majettes at the half, 29-26. They stomped on the gas to start the second half, but Jamestown has not let them get away with it easy. 48-36 Minot. Second half action out in Jamestown tonight. The game to monitor on the girls' side. Reach-in foul against Patrick Shanahan. Not happy with that call. More or less not just happy with himself right there. Knew it right away. The other score we were monitoring, Century boys against Minot North. What was just a 3-point game at halftime has turned into a blowout, 56-39. Halfway through the second half, Century has changed things, made the proper adjustments as we expected they would for a Darren Mannern-led basketball team. So the two number ones, they were on the ropes there at the break. It seems they have got some distance from their upset-minded opponents today. Same has happened here for Minot High. Jamestown got this to within 9 early in the second half, but the Magi quickly responded. And Jalen Gunville trying to extend the lead is unable to, but Patrick Shanahan will clean it up. 79-59, a new largest lead for the Magi tonight as they look to get to 10 wins on the regular season, stay above 500 in conference play, and close down the number 5 seed. Kleingen on the run. What a 12-point game for Jamison Kleingen today. Jamestown has been looking everywhere for some scoring, trying to keep pace with these magicians, and Kleingen has helped the cause. Jordan drives right past him, but unable to finish the layup. We eventually have a foul against Taven Archer of Minot as Jamestown was starting the breakaway. I want to thank another one of our sponsors of the PSP Network, the UPS Store, located on South Broadway in Minot. Open Monday to Friday from 8:30 to 7, and on Saturdays from 8:30 to 3. Inside the Marketplace Foods Plaza for all your packing and shipping needs. It's the UPS Store. So Kleingen, who got bumped kind of in that mess of people underneath the basket, he has to go to the sideline. Not sure if it was a bloody nose or anything, but not getting any treatment down there. Could see him back in the game shortly, but Hudson Rohde is in now for the Jays. Walters quickly sets up from 3 after getting the ball from Gegelman. Long rebound will go right out of bounds. Once this game goes final, of the Planning Team Financial Advisors Shots Crossroads post-game show, where they're looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession. Planning Team Financial Advisors here that we work toward achieving your financial goals. Visit them online at planningteam.com, helping clients work toward financial freedom. Another 2 for Shanahan. 17 points today for the sophomore. Rohde thought twice about the 3, and it was the correct decision. A triple for Rohde off the bench, called into action. Jamestown's 3-point shooting is picked up, but again, they have not been able to get stops consistently tonight. 83 on the board for Minot with still 2.5 to go. 83-64 lead on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Missed 3 by Thorlickson. Rebound tip to many different people. Archer comes away with it. And now another foul as Jamestown looks for some steals. Third personal on Eric Van Berkom, so he will go to the sideline for one of the few times in this game he's had to work hard throughout this contest. Minot will be in the bonus for the remainder of the night. Just 2:12 left on our BNC National Bank scoreboard. Open was Winchesky, and Archer had the guys to find him. Jamestown going to throw it away. Gegelman had the ball get thrown behind him. Winchesky was in the way to make the recovery. Join us tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m. Central. Another edition of PSP Prime Time, brought to you by AE Construction Management, Spas, etc., and Magic City Home Leisure. Speaking with the head girls basketball coach at Minot North, Justin Lauf, and some Division B prospects again out of Central McLean. The Hanson brothers carrying the Cougars to the #1 ranking in Division B boys basketball at the moment. They'll be live in person at the PSP Mothership tomorrow night. Back to play here in Minot. Edison Walters has another 20-point game cooking. But his Jamestown Blue Jays will struggle to find a road victory today, as both teams are now emptying the bench as we get to the final 90 seconds. Jamestown will fall to 2-11 in conference play this year. Again, important games to wrap up the season against Williston to make sure that they host a play-in game. They also have to take on Minot North. First, though, they will go to Bismarck to end this week on Friday. That is a tough matchup for Jamestown. A good steal for the Blue Jays and a late-game highlight as Rhodey takes it away, gives it up to Gegelman, and now we will get to see everybody check in. The last minute of basketball, 85-68. Minot High will enjoy a victory today. Much appreciated after the road loss in Dickinson that they had to sit on for the whole weekend. 79-64. They've turned the ball over 16 times per game in their last 5. It's been a bit of a struggle in the recent stretch for Minot, and they will look to close the season strong. Their next matchup on Friday will be right here on the PSP Network against Minot North. Special Prairie Grit Night. Have some special things to showcase in the Valvoline against Oil Change pregame show. You're not going to want to miss that. The 16th Street Showdown between Minot and Minot North. Three by Rhodey is missed. Shot clock is turned off, and Minot can just bounce this one out and pick up a 17-point win at home. They'll improve to 10-7 overall, 8-6 in conference play, keep a distance ahead of the Mandan Braves, who are taking on Williston tonight. Again, they will go head-to-head next week in Mandan. That's a big one. Minot High blew them out at home. Mandan will look to even the score against Minot, but again, the Sentinels next up for Minot High as they close this one out against Jamestown. 85-68, your final score. Planning Team Financial Advisor, Shots Crossroads postgame show is next on the PSP Network.
At any time, to anyone. It's not really something you can schedule on your calendar. But when it happens to you and it's not your fault, there's one law firm to remember. That firm is Schweigert, Clemeen, and McBride. We live here and take pride in helping our community. We know this area inside and out. We put in the work and fight for what's right so justice can prevail for you. That is what we're all about. We're on your side. We're Schweigert, Clemeen, and McBride.
AE Construction Management and General Contracting builds more than structures. They build confidence. Your trusted partner in commercial construction across North Dakota, they handle everything from planning to final delivery. Whether it's steel, industrial, or retail, AECM builds with precision and safety. Their hands-on approach keeps your project on time and on budget. Build better with AECM. Call Tim at 701-818-0099 or visit aeconstructionmanagement.com.
Dear valued customer, I'm Jared Lundeen, owner of Trusted Tire and Auto. Around here, winters can be long and roads can be rough. That's why you deserve a reliable partner. We carry premium tires installed by our certified team of experts, and our total car care covers it all, from brakes, transmissions, diagnostics, and more. And trust, we know it's built through real local connections, even small things like a handwritten thank you. Choose us for trusted service that goes the extra mile. Sincerely, Jared.
Dakota Community Bank and Trust, your trusted partner for commercial and business loans. We not only provide lending you need to grow your business, but we also reinvest in our communities. We believe in strengthening our businesses and creating opportunities for success. Choose Dakota Community Bank and Trust for your commercial and business loans, and together let's keep our communities thriving.
Serving the community, looking out for you. At Dakota Community Bank and Trust, that's what we do.
Welcome into the Planning Team Financial Advisors Shots Crossroads post-game show. Shots Crossroads is your post-game headquarters. Get filled up on their delicious menu that includes the famous number 99. Team buses are always welcome at Shots Crossroads. Order online at shotscrossroads.com. Final score today on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Minot High 85, Jamestown 68. Weren't really sure what or how high scoring, low scoring this game was going to be. Both teams had kind of struggled on offense compared to their early season averages. For Jamestown, it was the turnover bug. It was unable to hit threes against Legacy. For Minot High, I mean, it was right there in the numbers. They were scoring 75 points per game to start the year, and they were scoring 66 points a game in their last 5, a couple losses in there. But today, kind of had a mix of both. Slower starts, but eventually things picked up. And for Minot High, that was the key to success. Once they got Oakley Trueblood to score, open up that area of the game, and the rest came together. A total team effort for the Magi in their win tonight over Jamestown. Let's take a look at the final scoring numbers from this game. Unofficial numbers, working solo today on the box score, the replay, the camera, and the commentary. So they all add up. Might not be right, though. 8 points for Graydon Thorlickson for Jamestown. 5 points from Hudson Rohde. 2 from Liam Fry. The big game today came from Edison Walters, as he would have 24. 12 points from Eric Van Berkham, a hard-earned 12 points. Also 12 from Jamison Kleingen and 5 from Griffin Gegelman. That adds up to 68 for Jamestown. 27 points in the first half, 41 in the second. You loved how Jamestown really picked it up after halftime. Right away, they cut the lead from it was 14 at the break down to 8, but eventually this game would just get away from him, unable to keep up with the Magi, who were also very sharp shooting in the second half. Their scoring in this game, again, unofficial, Drew Jordan, by my count, he had 12. Yep, 12 points right there for Jordan. Patrick Shanahan had 17. 2 points from Alex Winchesky. 14 from Taven Archer. You had the middle of the game emergence of Oakley Trueblood. He goes for 22. Jalen Gunville for 7. And Logan Ludwig 5, all coming in the first half for the team total of 85. 41 in the first half, 44 in the second half for Minot High. The Blue Jays would hit 8 threes in the game. 6 of those in the second half. That's really what sparked the comeback, but again, just not enough today. They went 8 for 12 at the Serve Pro free throw line. Minot High made 8 3-point field goals. They were 8 of 8 at the free throw line today in the win. Again, Minot High gets to 10-7 overall, 8-6 in the conference. They stay as the number 5 team in the league. Jamestown falls to 4-12 overall, 2-11 in conference play, and they are currently sitting as the number 8 team. Big matchups against Williston twice and Minot North in the future for Jamestown, as they look to at least have a home play-in game, is what it looks like on the positive side for the Blue Jays to wrap up the regular season. Let's hand out a couple of our awards today, starting with the Magic City Home Leisure move of the game. It's time to bring a spa, sauna, or game to your rec room. Magic City Home Leisure is the place to go. You'll find a massive inventory and a next-level sales team that can help you find the perfect, again, spa, sauna, or game for your rec room at Magic City Home Leisure. A couple options here for Minot High today. I loved, though, the defensive highlight from Patrick Shanahan. So much to talk about his offense, but that defensive play. He and Edison Walters were in a battle tonight of the point guards, and I tell you what, Walters had his fair share of points. He was the leading scorer in the game with 24, but Shanahan on a drive, Walters was not going to back down from getting that shot off the glass. Eventually, though, Shanahan timed it perfectly, the clean block. That's going to be your Magic City Home Leisure move of the game tonight. Shanahan's defensive stand to effectively kind of end the game. Minot High had it under wraps at that point, but that was kind of the final exclamation point to a Minot High win today at home. Our last award's the Sport Clips MVP. We'll talk to him next when we come back at our planning team financial advisor. Shots Crossroads postgame show, 85-68 the final. Minot High victorious. Stick around. We've got an interview next on the PSP Network.
Easy. They take care of their customers.
That's right, Carson. You may be number 11 on the field, but at First Western, you and our customers are never just a number.
First Western provides the best in customer service.
When our customers call with a question, we answer their call personally.
Now that's pro-level service.
Thanks, Carson. Professional, friendly, full-service banking is what you can count on at First Western.
First Western, you can bank on us.
That your bank had your back or would go the extra mile to give you the service and attention you need. Partnering with the right community bank can make all the difference. We like to think of a community bank as one that supports its local community. You need to know that whatever your financial future holds, your bank will be there to provide practical support. As a community bank, BNC National Bank will be there for whatever you need in the long haul. Reach out to our team today to learn more about how we're able to help you succeed. Member FDIC.
At the same time, or in the same way. But no matter when or how, Verendry Electric Cooperative is there to help power every moment of it in countless ways. Because whenever it starts, one thing is certain: we never stop. Verendry Electric Cooperative is a Touchstone Energy Cooperative, your source for power and information.
Well, we'll wrap it up the action today from Minot to the Planning Team Financial Advisor Shots Crossroads post-game show. 85-68 the win for Minot High. Still waiting on our Sport Clips MVP to join us here in the post-game show before we call it a night. But we can take a look at some final scores from around the state in Division AA. The game we were all monitoring the second half of this doubleheader on the girls' side. Minot High, they are able to pick up the win. Again, it was neck and neck in the first half, and not to say they blew them out by any stretch of the imagination, but Minot High wins 62-50 over Jamestown, keep their perfect season alive, now 17-0. A little bit of a scare, one of the first scares of the year, really, for Minot of the season, but they will take down Jamestown in that win. 62-50 was the final score. Elsewhere on the PSP Network, we had wins for Century over Minot North. They sweep the Sentinels. And also Bismarck High going to sweep St. Mary's. But now it's time to talk with our Sport Clips MVP of the game from Minot High, Patrick Shanahan. And Patrick, today it was a battle of the guards. Everybody, everywhere, from Walters on the Jamestown side to your team as well. What did you kind of expect coming in? Was it going to be the driving lanes? Was it going to be a shooting night, especially when there's so much concerning the guard play today?
Yeah, we knew that they ran a zone because that's just what they've been doing. That's just what they've done. And we came out ready for the zone, but we also got to be ready for them coming out to man and just adjusting. And just got to be ready for that and be ready.
Yeah, another night in the WDA means guarding another talented ball handler in Edison Walters. I know you were on him for a little bit today, made a nice defensive play at the end. What did you need to do to try and slow him down?
Yeah, he's a great player. Shout out to him. But, yeah, we had to shut him up. Oh, yeah, we had to shut him out, and I think we did a decent job, but, I mean, there was some stretches that we could have did better on.
Well, happy birthday to you now that we found that out as well, thanks to a few of your teammates. But lately, there we go. lately a few offensive struggles, the early season fireworks, and to kind of fall a little bit like that. But to come out and drop 85 tonight, how much does this go late in this season, an effort like this with the basketball?
Yeah, we know that we can go put points on the board and all this, but we're really trying to focus on the defensive side, and communication is really key with that. So if we get that down, we're going to be a really good team coming into the tournament.
All right, well, great game today. Happy birthday again, and congratulations on the MVP. All right, well, we'll step aside one more time on the Planning Team Financial Advisor Shots Crossroads postgame show here from Minot.
We realized he had 2 broken bones was fear. Then once we realized and got a plan with Trinity and our doctor, a lot of comfort.
He told me that he can fix my arm, and he showed me a lot of stuff that he could do to help me.
Trinity Health Orthopedics is as good as you can find anywhere in the country. A lot of us take pride in that, and that's why we stay here and we keep doing what we do.
Trinity Health, making more possible.
All right, finally putting a bow on today's broadcast from Magic City Campus Gymnasium. Wrapping up today's Planning Team Financial Advisors Shots Crossroads postgame show. Let's take a look at our schedule of events on the PSP Network the rest of the week, because we've got a pretty big week for you. Coming up, you're not going to want to miss PSP Primetime on Wednesday night, 7:30 p.m. Central. But also, Thursday, a look at that. Postseason hoops on PSP Plus. The District 6 quarterfinals for the Minot Auditorium start bright and early at 3 p.m. Central Time. We have the number 2 seed on the court. They have the play-in games tonight. We'll figure out the matchups, who's playing who in that first round of games. That's on Thursday. Get your passes right now. You can also get in that drawing. We got some giveaways, but take in some postseason hoops this week. District 8 basketball as well for you on PSP Plus. And not to mention a couple rivalry games to wrap up the week in WDA basketball. Mandan against Legacy, Century against Legacy, and Minot North, Minot High, Dickinson, Mandan. A bunch of good games, plus the postseason. That's this week on the PSP Network. And that has been tonight's show on the PSP Network. For our great crew putting on the show today, Logan Dean on the camera, I'm Owen Patterson, repeating your final score for the final time. Minot High 85, Jamestown 68. Catch you at PSP Primetime tomorrow night, or the District 6 quarters from the Odd on Thursday. Hopefully you join us then. But until then, have a good night, everybody.
We started with small beginnings, and just like the visionary entrepreneurs we serve, we turned an idea into reality. PNC National Bank, where possibilities begin right here at home.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by make sure to like and follow PSP Network on all social media platforms. PSP Network, it's game day.
Sometimes life gets messy and accidents happen. So when life gets messy, ServPro's ready. Call ServPro of Minot, Bismarck, or Williston today.
Every football fan has their Sunday routine. Maybe it's setting your lineup, firing up the grill, or claiming your spot on the couch. But the center of every Sunday is the drive. The morning drive home before kickoff. The drive to your buddy's watch party. Wherever you're headed, we can take you there.
At Planning Team Financial Advisors, we help individuals create their personalized strategies. We specialize in financial planning, retirement planning, insurance, and 401k distribution options. Don't leave your future to chance. Call Planning Team Financial Advisors today for a free retirement review. Planning Team Financial Advisors, your plan, your future, your team.